Hi everyone, and welcome to this episode of my Ascendant Signs of the Zodiac series. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about what it means if you or someone that you know has your ascendant sign in the sign of Leo. Now, to first understand what that means, we have to know what is the ascendant. So the ascendant is the eastern horizon. Your ascendant sign is the sign, the zodiac that was on the eastern horizon at the time of your birth. So because this changes a lot throughout the day, it's important to have accurate birth data, because even a few moments can mean the difference between one rising sign and another, depending on when you were born. If you're born close to when it changes into a different sign. But so yeah, the ascendant sign rules the first house of the zodiac, and this is the first of the 12 houses, and this is the most important in your birth chart. All of the houses represent different areas of a life. However, the first house is the one that is purely you. This is the house of the self. So for that reason, it is the most important one. So that makes the rising sign considered to be one of the top three, the big three in your birth chart, which is the sun, the moon, and the rising sign, also known as the ascendant. So the sun is identity, purpose, what drives you and what provides you with life. The moon is the internal emotional landscape of an individual, and it's like your mood, really. Throughout your life, it's kind of like your temperament. And the rising sign is, it's like the persona, it's like the mask, it is the avatar. And when I say mask, I don't mean like fake, but I do mean it doesn't tell you the whole story. Like we need to have a front face in life in order to interact with the world, in order to feel safe and secure. We need to have that, and that's what the eastern horizon, the rising sign, provides. So I always liken it to a video game. The sun in a video game, say the sun would be why you're playing it in the first place and what you want to do. The moon would be the emotions and feelings that you have while you're playing that game. And the rising or ascendant sign is the avatar or persona, the character in the game, like the actual embodiment of them in this virtual environment as you control them and they go about interacting with the world. That would be the rising sign, which is a different thing than the sun or the moon. So, and just one thing to mention, you might well be a Leo rising, but you might have Mars in or aspecting the ascendant, which is going to make you more fiery and more kind of Martian than the average Leo rising. You might have Venus, which is going to make you a little bit more like charming and a bit more kind of smooth out your mannerisms a bit and make you a bit less fiery, because Leo is a very fiery energy. So it does depend on different aspects, to your ascendant or planets in your first house. Again, you might have Saturn conjunct the ascendant, which is going to make you a bit more inhibited and a bit more kind of serious, a little bit more like that. So it depends on what else is going on in your chart. You'll still be a Leo rising, but it'll just be a little bit different, So yeah, that being said, so what does it mean if your rising sign is Leo? Well, Leo is the sign of the lion, okay? It's associated with the lion. Proud, strong, regal. It is associated with royalty and gold, and it's ruled by the sun, okay? So there's a thing with Leo, it's because it's ruled by the sun, it's wants to be seen, wants to be admired, and it is seen and it is admired. It's also very generous as well. Leo is very generous and authoritative as well. Authoritative because they have this, because the sun is the largest thing in our solar system and we revolve around it. See, the other planets, they revolve around the sun and we revolve around the sun. Okay, and they might rule different zodiac signs. However, Leo is the only zodiac sign where the ruling rulership of Leo is the sun itself, that which everything revolves around. So there is a sense with Leo is like it is like kind of authority, like I'm saying, kind of a sense of power, It's a very sensitive zodiac sign as well. So we have the lion, right? You know, proud, strong, but inside it's like there's a vulnerability there, you know, very sensitive, and that really comes across with its reaction to how other people perceive them, and things that people say to them. So they can, Leo rising individual can have the wind taken out of their sails very quickly by criticism or people not noticing them or appreciating them so much, more so than other signs. Other rising signs might be able to kind of brush it off a little bit and be like, oh, I'm sure they didn't mean it, or it's not a big deal, or whatever, or they might not even think about it. But with a Leo rising person, because they're very proud and they want people to see them, see that they're doing well, and they like to impress. If that fails to happen, sometimes this person, Leo rising person, can feel really taken aback and really hurt, you know, even if the other person didn't mean for that to happen. So Leo rising, I would say they're more likely than most to be popular. Okay, they're extroverted. This is an extroverted energy. We're bringing this into the first house. So these people like having a good time. They like being around people. They like, yeah, excitement, fun, right? So Leo rules the fifth house of the zodiac. So what happens is with the Leo rising, we're taking that fifth house energy and we're bringing that into the house of the self. The fifth house rules things like creativity, self-expression, drama, the arts, singing, dancing, drama, acting. It's also the house of fun, like just having fun, having a nice time, living in the moment, expressing yourself. So you're bringing that into the house of the persona, the first house. So we see a very expressive, very honest, very fun-loving, proud, warm person. Like a Leo rising individual could really bring a lot of energy to a room, could just bring like just like a lot of like energy that we, you know, people really like that, you know, like, oh, this person's fun, this person's charming, this person's generous, and you could really liven things up. So this is a very lively kind of rising sign, so it can be larger than life. Because Leo is associated with, well, it's ruled by the sun, this means this person's not really going to be a wallflower. They're not really going to be very shy at all. They don't mind being in the spotlight. In fact, they may prefer it. Depends on what else is going on, of course, in the chart, but generally with Leo rising, like, they don't mind a bit of attention. They quite like that, actually. Very, like I'm saying, very proud, and they feel that kind of good energy, like when people are paying attention to them, you know. So they quite like the spotlight. So yeah, popular, more likely than most to have a lot of friends, or not necessarily a lot of friends, but they certainly could if they wanted to. This person is generally well liked, popular. Another reason for that, despite, as well as the reasons that I just mentioned, is also because they have Libra in the third house. If you're a Leo rising, you'll have Libra in the third house, and the third house is the house of communication. Okay, so the house of communication, having Libra in there. So what is Libra? This is the sign that's all about harmony, balance, partnership. It's fairness, and just things being nice. It's very tactful and socially intelligent as well. So having that really gives them a charm with words. Like the Leo rising individual could be very good with words. Just yeah, popular. So again, generous. I mentioned maybe wanting to spoil people, show people a good time. I think there are different ways that the zodiacs could represent wanting to help people. You know, for example, Aquarius, very intellectual and humanitarian. So it's like, you know, must help everyone. And Virgo could be Virgo, or a Virgo rising person. They could be like, I want to provide acts of support and service in a practical, pragmatic way for people. That could be like, want to help people out financially and help them with work. A Leo or a Leo rising person they also want to help people, but they do it in more of a fun way. Like, I want to make sure this person has fun. I want to, like maybe buy things for this person. Like, not so much practical things or humanitarianism. It's more like, I want to cheer this person up. This person's feeling down. I want to buy them something, like something fun, not really like practical stuff, but, or like, um, cheer someone up by like, like going out and having fun, having a laugh, like that sort of thing. So that's like Leo's generosity there. It's like a fun generosity rather than a more practical and serious Virgo kind of generosity, or intellectual humanitarian Aquarian energy. It's like, let's have fun, let's cheer you up, let's make sure you're having a good time. So Leo, one of the most generous zodiacs, definitely, without a doubt, wants to help, really does want to help. Maybe a sense of responsibility or duty, like wants to protect people and shield people as well. They can be a little bit, they can be, because there's a shadow side to everything, can be a little bit domineering or a lot domineering as well, because there are associations of authority with Leo rising, or with Leo in general. So having that on the rising sign, it could be like, I want to take charge, I want to make sure everything's good, but maybe this person's having a bad day, or maybe this person's, I don't know, like something's kind of gone wrong here. So Leo rising, like, they could be quite tyrannical, like they can, this is definitely a thing. It's like a tyrannical king. You get a tyrannical king, or you can get like a more generous king. Does he really love his people, or is he like a tyrant? So, because Leo is associated with royalty and with power, centrality, you can kind of get both. You're going to have Leo rising people who are both like this, but there is a sense of kind of generally authority, duty, responsibility, for other people's happiness, and they want to have fun as well. They're not happy if they're not having fun. This is not it's not one of your super serious rising signs. This is much more playful, not saying that they can't be serious, but this is a bit more of a playful kind of energy. Yeah, dramatic, can be a bit dramatic, like it can be funny, and it can also be a bit like making a mountain out of a molehill, maybe, because you got Leo, it's like the actor, it's like the stage performer. So you're bringing this energy into the first house. So like they can be a bit of dramatics here. Not everyone's going to love that. Some people are going to love that. I think that's really fun, funny. Some people, it's going to be a bit too much for them. So there can be vanity here as well. Leo is quite vain. I'm just going to say that, like, Leo is quite vain. They like to look good. They care a lot what other people think about them. Like, Leo really cares. They want to be like, I want to be seen shining. I want to be seen glowing. Fire, the sun, the crown, the gold. These things are Leonian. So they're like, I want people to see that I look great and I'm doing great. And often these people do look great because they care so much about it. But this, like I'm saying, this can be their downfall, because like someone is like a big balloon inflated. Someone can just come along and pop that, be like, oh, say something critical about their appearance or how they are. And this is going to affect everyone. I'm not going to lie. It doesn't matter what rising sign you are, but others are going to be better at just, well, they're not really going to care as much about what people think as the Leo rising individual or the Leo individual. So it's not really going to affect them in the same way, but this could really devastate a Leo rising person, really devastate them, because they care to keep up this appearance and look good and stuff like that, and like for people to see that they're doing well. So they are sensitive. But yeah, just again, I would say, yeah, optimistic as well. I think there's something optimistic about Leo, and say they are hurt or they do feel kind of down or whatever, generally it won't take them long to kind of move on and just feel better again, because they are a fire sign. um and with fire sign, it's like, it's the water signs, like Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. It's like they might hold on to stuff. It's like a emotional imprint, psychic memories, like stuff goes in there, especially Scorpio, and it's not really going to be forgotten or it's going to leave. If someone hurts them, they'll remember forever. With a Leo energy, it's like they can get hurt. They're like a big cat, like it's a lion, but it's like a big cat at the end of the day, and they can get hurt, but the next day they'll be fine again. They'll just move on. They'll forget about it. That's a very fire thing. Also, on the topic of fire, Leo was fixed fire, right? Okay, and what fixed fire is, it's like the campfire, it's like the bonfire, it's like the hearth, it's the fireplace. People like to gather around it. So just like people might like to gather around a Leo rising entertainer, tell interesting stories, just be someone who's funny, someone who's kind. So all of these things, so that's why people maybe like to gather around this Leo person, because it's fixed fire, and people feel comforted by that energy. They like it. So yeah, another thing as well, Leo rising, love compliments. Okay, love compliments, love flattery. That could get you very far with the Leo rising person. Okay, just like they're sensitive to criticism, they respond really well to compliments and stuff like that. Like they very much enjoy that. So yeah, that's about it for what I think a Leo rising individual is like. If you like this video, please subscribe, please leave a comment, and hit the like icon, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Thanks for watching.